Welcome back. Now, there's been fireworks in as far as the local scene in the football scenes all around the country, and it's all down to, well, it starts with last weekend what happened at the FNB Stadium, joined by Jerry and let's talk about it now. Kaizer Chiefs, Bloemfontein, great crowd, late kickoff because of a great crowd, great game. By KZN, at Durban, pretty much the same. Late kickoff, great crowd, great game. Now, everyone's looking at FNB, Sundowns. Chiefs get off to a great start. Again, late kickoff. But Sundowns come back and make quite a game of it. We win a game.
Yes, thanks, bro. For me, I would say this was like a good showing for South African football. It was just a spectacle for me because you don't have to get into the game itself, but you look at the electrifying moments that were happening, stadium being full. You remember what happened last season when Kune was given a send-off and they played Amazulu, the stadium was empty. So if Kune was like in this situation of what happened when Chiefs were playing Sundowns over the weekend, I think for me, that was just something superb. Ngikuthandeka kakhulu okwenzakele lapha for ibhola lethu la eMzansi.
Now, end of the first half, Chiefs have scored one goal. They've only had one shot on target. So it was mostly Sundowns dominating first half. But by the end of the game, Ronwen Williams is the man of the match.
For me, if you look back, Sizwe, when they played Imarumo Gallants, Free State, Chiefs were brilliant in the first half, scoring all those goals. But second half, they just faded. They were not the same team, but maybe because they scored early. Same thing happened again in KZN, Moses Mabhida Stadium. You know, when they played Amazulu, they scored early. Second half, they were not the same team. So I think that's where, if we go back to what Mangoba Mngeti played against, maybe he was saying, let's hold them in the first half and try and contain them so that in the second half, we know they always decline. But Chiefs, for me, it was good for them to score early, but they left it before halftime to concede those two goals. But for me now, I can give credit to Unabi, honestly speaking, as a good coach. Because when Chiefs came back, we expected for Chiefs to be worse because second half they don't give a good showing. But they were the better team. For Ronwen Williams to be a man of the match, it was because of Chiefs' attack. And also, for me, comparing from last season to this season, Chivaviro. Chivaviro, for me, he's a different player.
Strong performance,
yeah? Mentally, strikers, omen that is God in him. I think into maybe I need credit to the boy as well.
Some could argue that they're playing to his strengths as well, the Kaizer Chiefs. But let's talk about the Pirates. We've seen the strikers are in top form. Two strikers that are fighting the back of the net, left, right. They're fighting the back of the net as wingers, centrally as well behind their strikers. But Udlamini now adds something extra from a dead ball situation. The Pirates has got many ways to hurt you.
Many ways, because Umawibugi Pirates, they can hurt you with the winger, which is Mofokeng. They can hurt you with the winger, which is Saleng. But they still have two big guns that they believe they can score anytime in Mabasa and Mahopa. But let's give credit also to Dlamini in the middle of the park. Because always when he gets the chance to come and play, he's lucky because there are dead ball situations that are happening. I don't know if Pirates are planning that because normally they would go take people on and any touch, anything closer to the 18, then they just fall for the referee to bite because they know now they've got this strong player in Dlamini. But Unda, for me also, a good leader, a good captain. Honestly, I want to put him on the fold again because he did score a goal as well.
I want to talk about EKZ then. Golden Arrows got off to a good start, opening 2 games. They've now lost 2 in a row. Amazulu, their struggles continue to a point where a coach parts way with the team after they lose to a struggling Marumo Gallants this season. What's happening? When's the Gallants KZN?
Hey, I go say. You'll never know what's going on at KZN. And honestly, for me, same South African problem. The coach loses, the coach gets fired. Who's going to take over? It might be somebody maybe from their own DDC, Amazulu, or maybe, I don't know, somebody who's still not going to be there for a long time. But really, this is just something like a merry-go-round in South Africa. Let's look at Richards Bay. What happened with Vilakazi for Truta to come back. Let's look at, I think, Marumo Gallants itself. I mean, there was the English guy that was there preparing the team early.
Before the season
but
started,
later on, it was 10-10s. So I think it's something which we need to look at.
In Amazulu in particular, since Spain, who did well, I mentioned him because he did very well,
Yeah,
took them to the continent for the first time, made history with them. They've always had a strong team on paper, hence they got to the CAF Champions League or the CAF competitions, I should say. But I'm a coach that keeps evolving. Where you've got such a strong team on paper, but
I wouldn't know. But I can always take it to the technical team because they do have good playing personnel. But I don't know. I've seen Mubara.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a good player, but he's just like little bit, he's down. He's not showing the character that he is when he came from Cape Town to play for Orlando Pirates, then going to Amazulu. There is a lot of good players that are not showing up at Amazulu. So I don't know if maybe it's because of the coach for him to be fired or players didn't want the coach to be there. But for me, Amazulu can always do better.
Talking about players showing up, big game to look forward to. The final of the MTN8 players have to show up. And so far, they've shown up this season. Both these sides have had a great start to the season. They've been the busiest sides in South African football. And it's a great setup for this final. Stellenbosch and the Pirates.
Head-to-head, the last 5 games, Stellies have had 3 better than the Pirates, where Pirates had 2 against Stellies. So going now, if you look at their head-to-head, which is something good about both teams in 8 games, both teams have got where the games where they've won, I think, in a row, conceding few goals on each, but scoring more. But I think Stellies got 1 more than Pirates. But one thing good, it's like it's a cup game where they are going to play, later on today. So let's see how does it fare. But for me, it's going to be good, a cup final. So let's see. Because uma sibuka Stellies, umuntu ebekahlupha iPirate kakhulu ule ku Sundowns manje. For Sundowns. But let's hope Pirates, not hope, I wish.
Yeah, you wish?
I wish.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wish for a good game, and I'm sure many in South Africa will be wishing for a good game, no matter who wins, of course.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
It promises to be a final to look forward to when you consider these could be possibly the best teams since the start of the season, since they are also the busiest and representing us on the continent. Thank you very much, Jerry Skosana. On the other side of this, have had 2 strikers that are legends for scoring goals. We'll have a legend for stopping goals. Coming up, that's Roger Desar.